You are watching
Trinity Episcopal School Production Network. TESPN.
Welcome to this week's TESPN podcast, and this week it's a championship podcast. Sitting here with a couple of LIS field hockey champions, seniors Karsin, Beatty, and Alexa Murphy, along with my sidekick, 10th grader Maddox Patrick. And we're going to be talking to these student athletes who came away with a huge win yesterday, 3-1, right behind us at Aycock Stadium for Trinity's first LIS tournament championship in field hockey since 2019. My first question is, how satisfying was it to win yesterday, and how hungry are you still to accomplish what I assume is the ultimate goal of a state championship?
I mean, we were obviously really hyped yesterday as soon as the game got over, but we're definitely not done yet, and I would say we're not satisfied at all because we started the season and we have one big goal, and we've just been going game by game. So yesterday, I mean, it was like it meant a lot, but it was just another game for us.
We are still motivated, and definitely everything that we've worked on in the preseason and like in the past 4 years that we've been with Trinity Field Hockey, we're still hungry and still motivated for the win.
So, congrats on the championship. But after coming short these past 3 years, how did you feel after you finally got it?
I mean, for the last 3 years, we come into this game with a chip on our shoulder, like really angry, but this year, we kind of had a different approach of the season. The years before, we would only look into the LIS championship. We wouldn't care about our regular season games as much. So this year, we took more of a different route. We definitely went game by game, and we worked all the way up to this game. And then we kind of went in it more chill, confident than we have in past years. So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, and then we also took time outside of school and outside of Trinity Field Hockey just to do some team bonding activities, and it definitely brought us a lot closer. So it feels like a family.
That's awesome. You all obviously have a big, target on your back. Have yet to lose all season. Just have the one tie, but 17 wins, no losses. A high national ranking. I think top 10 now in the country. Top of the state rankings. Top of the whole Mid-Atlantic region. When you put it all out there as a resume, it's unbelievably impressive. How are you able, game after game, to bring up that motivation when you know that the teams you play, beating you would make their whole season memorable for them?
I mean, when the national rankings first came out, we celebrated for about 10 minutes, and then Coach Sneed, she shut it down immediately. She said, we're not going to let the rankings get to us. We're going to go on. We had one of our hardest practices that day when the rankings came out, and I feel like that really set the tone from Coach Sneed, that the rankings does not justify anything in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and then definitely also, we don't just think straight up about the rankings and what accolades that we can get out of it. We just take it game by game and work on it step by step.
Yeah. So you guys are 2 of the 5 seniors, so that means there's a lot of underclassmen on the team. You guys are the 2 captains. How did you guys team up to lead the underclassmen this year?
Well, coming into the season, I've said it all year, this team has been so special. It's one of the most special teams I've ever played with. And before the season even started, we were already, one big, group. We were all family. I mean, me and Murphy drove the sophomores and juniors around all summer, coming to workouts, going to the pool, and all those types of stuff.
So, yeah, pretty much the same thing. It just feels like a family, not a team.
Yeah.
Dive in a little bit into y'all's individual situations. Karsin, first for you, you end up as co-player of the year in the LIS, sharing those honors with Alexandra Curtis from Collegiate, who's an extremely talented player. And knowing you as long as I have, I think you're not someone who's necessarily motivated by the individual accolades, but how did it feel when after the game yesterday, when it was announced over the loudspeaker, the voice of God, or in that case, the voice of Carter Tyree, saying that you were player of the year for your very competitive league with a lot of talented players?
I mean, I was pretty hyped, but I definitely couldn't have done it without my teammates because they make it so easy just to come out to practice every day and work my hardest. Because even my best friends Cabell, LG, Anna, they pushed me to be so much better than I was at the beginning of the season. So I mean, I definitely couldn't have done it without them, but I was still pretty hyped.
Was there a moment, because it was read alphabetically, and like was there a moment when it got past the B's and you were like, oh my god, am I like not gonna?
Yeah, I Lukey was like, wait, what?
I thought I saw that on your face. And then Murph, for you played in the goalkeeper position, which in field hockey, and this is something that actually Tyree talked about on the broadcast yesterday. Like you can't catch the ball, like you can't really. All you have to do is just block it and then try and get it out of the danger area. And you're also blessed to share that position with some really other talented keepers in terms of Avery Johnson and Julia Reeser. But it also means like you don't always get to play the whole game. You come in, you come out, you come in, you come out. How are you able to maintain your focus, especially because your team is so dominant? There's probably whole quarters that you're back there and don't have to do anything. But then when you do get called upon, you have to step up and make the big save. So again, knowing you, like thinking about you staying focused is sometimes a hard thing for you probably in life. So how are you able to stay focused in the cage?
Well, it's definitely like I just talk to the defenders about like where everything should be, and like I focus on setting up like the field so that when the ball does come back, how we can easily switch it back so it's back on the other side of the field. And then along working with like very talented goalkeepers, it helps push me every single day at practice to become like the best I am.
Can you talk about for a second the relationship between the goalkeepers? I mean, I assume y'all are often at practice kind of down at one end of the field doing your own thing, and you're all uber talented and competitive, and everyone obviously wants to be as much playing time as possible. How are you all able to maintain that friendship and make each other rise up?
Well, we've played with each other probably almost every single day for so many years now that it's just like a connection, like almost like sisters. So like we push each other. It's very competitive, but it's like for the better. So we push each other so much every single day at practice to be the best that we can, and it's really.
Maddox, do you have any more questions?
I'm out.
So we are actually filming this today with the sports broadcasting and sports media class here in attendance in Spade. You viewer cannot see them, but we got about 20 smart, talented young Titans sprinkled around the room. Anyone in the audience wish to ask a question? Anyone? A lot of you were talking a big game before we started rolling. Yes.
How has the leadership experience you've gained in captainship affected your everyday life?
Ooh, that's a tough question for my brain.
Well, just but in terms of y'all's maturity, I mean, and having having known you two since 9th grade, you both matured a lot and come a long way from the silly 13-year-olds that you were when you entered the school. But I mean, now you've been thrust into this position of being a captain, being a leader, having younger people look up to you. And I think Henderson's question is excellent. Like, do you carry that throughout not just the field hockey experience, but throughout your life at school and even outside of school?
So I really looked up to Shepherd Ramsey last year because she would come to practice every day with a smile on her face. Like, no matter if she just like totally bombed a quiz that day, she would come out smiling. So like my biggest thing was like I was going to come out to practice every single day this year, like happy, like motivated, and my teammates made that really easy. But also like around school, like when I see the freshmen, I'm always saying hi to them, like just like keeping the positive energy off the field, like in school as well.
Yeah, and we had a meeting before this season how every single day we're going to try and just flush a bad day behind us and go out with a positive attitude, looking to learn. And then with the leadership, how it's affected me in real life, with the communication, especially with different players and with the coaches, it's helped a lot to improve my communication skills.
Well, we see that right now in this interview. I mean, like, I don't think you could have done this 2 or 3 years ago. As you all, question, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously early in the season, you guys tied collegiate. What was the approach from Ms. Sneed and you guys as the players to come out, and what seemed like dominated the whole game?
We were really angry after that tie because, I mean, that was definitely not our best game I mean, most of us would say it was our worst game all season. So, like, we knew that, like, that we just gave them confidence, and that just disgusted us. But Coach Dean didn't work it up too much. Like, we talked about it for 10 minutes, but then we were like, we're moving on, and we just went back to our old ways of just playing more as a team and sticking to what we started the season with.
Yeah, we definitely flushed it behind us and just kept working on the small things to go step by step and game by game.
Yeah. I mean, I think that tie, like, was the best thing that could have happened to our team, because I feel like we started getting a little, like, too cocky, started playing a little selfishness, like, all of us. So I feel like it was one of the best things that happened to us all season, to be honest.
Oh, that's a great approach. I was just going to ask you all, as your careers in high school wind down, you have hopefully 3 games left if you're able to make it to the ultimate goal, the state championship game. Can you just reflect on the journey? It probably, I'm guessing, feels like almost just yesterday that you were 9th graders coming in August of 2021, and now you've played in 4 LIS championship games, you played in state championship games, hopefully we'll do so again, state Final Fours, 1 league regular season championships. You played collegiate 15 times in these 4 years, also battles with Norfolk Academy, St. Catherine's, and then also just the relationships you form with your teammates, older, younger, with coaches. Is there a way that you can take a deep breath and look back at this journey and put it in perspective for us?
Yeah, I mean, definitely last night, I mean, I got a little emotional in the shower because I was like, it's just, like, crazy that now that we're seniors. But, I mean, like, we had to get an LIS championship before we left, especially against collegiate, because I cannot stand them.
Yeah.
Murph, thoughts on
It's
your putting
definitely
it in
an
perspective?
experience that I definitely wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, it's just been a family, and it's just grown, and, like, we've gone through ups and downs as a team together. We've lost and then added people to our family, but it's definitely something I would never trade for anything else. Yeah.
Any other audience members have a question for the student athletes?
I can add one.
Go ahead, Maddox.
So, talk about reflecting on you guys' career here. Obviously, that's like the cherry on top of that championship senior year after being so close. But if someone asked you, like, what was your favorite game over these past 4 years, what would it be?
Let me think. Definitely my sophomore year, we played Norfolk Academy here after losing to them in the state championship my freshman year, and we beat them. And I mean, that was a crazy feeling. I mean, ACOG was packed, and it was just like, it was a Saturday, I think, at like 1. That was one of the best feelings because we scored first minute of the game, and it was just really hype.
Mine was definitely, we traveled to Virginia Beach earlier in this season, and the game went into overtime, and we scored literally in the first 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. It's hard to get it down there and into the
Yeah,
cage in 8
that
seconds.
was pretty crazy
It was
one.
crazy.
That low-key, like, started off the season like, all right, like,
Yeah, that must have been
Yeah.
a really good team, too. I mean, if they could even take you to overtime, they've got to be a
Yeah.
strong team.
Yeah.
All right. Last call for questions, and then I'm going to jump into a quick lightning round. We might have done this actually back at Media Day, but I can't remember if we did a lightning round. But just quick questions, quick answers. First thing that comes to mind. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your pregame snack?
Cheez-Its.
Goldfish.
If you could live anywhere in the world, you could afford it, like your dream place to live, where would it be?
Hawaii.
Greece.
Who's your funniest teammate?
Lala Grace.
SG.
Who is your toughest opponent?
Alexander Curtis.
Alexander Curtis.
If you could go just on a vacation for a week somewhere, where do you want to go?
What's it called? Boa Boa? Wait, what's that place called?
Bora Bora?
Bora Bora.
I would say Italy.
And finally, what's been your favorite class that you've taken in your time in high school?
Freshman year history class.
Oh, we had some good times. Murph, Karsin, Hayden Beach. It was a blast. Well, thank you all for joining us. Congratulations on the LIS title. Good luck at States next week, and maybe if y'all bring home that trophy, we could do this one more time.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching. This was a fun one. We'll see you next time.